let's talk about the AEW pillars. We got to talk about this. We got to talk about the evolution of the pillars and were these guys ever great pillars? I would tell you no. This is why you should never point out, oh yeah, these are the top guys. That's what you're basically saying. You're basically saying these are the top guys. When you say shit, oh these are the pillars. These are the guys that's going to make the company, race to the final finish. These are the guys that's going to make the company millions. These are the guys that's going to make the company certified and recognized all over the world. That's what you're saying. Here we are 5 years later, and I don't know if that pillar talk was a great idea to ever just openly say that, bro. Look at the pressure you put on these guys. And has that pressure been paid off? No, it hasn't. Your pillar that you had a chance with back in 2022 in Wardlow, you actually had somebody that could have helped do all that. But no, you didn't want him to be a pillar. You wanted him to be a mid Carter when you got all these guys that have a similar trait out of the four pillars, right? What the trait they share? They're all damn near the same size. None of them have a distinct look that much that's different from each other. When it comes to physical, none of these guys have a physical look that like, okay, he looks scary, he looks different. He It's not like that. They all share the same similar look. They're all young as hell on top of it too. Not saying Warlow's not, but Warlow has a distinct difference from all of them. He's bigger than all three of them put together. He's bigger than all four of them put together. But yet he's not a pillar. Hobbs is bigger than all four of them put together, but he's not a pillar. Ricky Starks have more talent than half of them, but he's not a pillar. We all gonna forget that Ricky Starks was the first person to make MJF look like. Basically, he was the first person to expose MJF. Really, when we thought MJF was flawless, which he's still very good. I'm not saying he's not, but when we thought MJF was probably flawless, because before that, what CM Punk was the only one to really kind of like to shoot his legs down and kind of make him narrow, to make him seem like okay, he's good, but CM Punk kind of leveled up with him. Let me tell you a guy that didn't even level up with him. Let me tell you a guy that made MJF look ridiculous, which was Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks made MJF look ridiculous, bro. That was the breakout moment of Ricky Starks, which he was the first title defense against MJF, right? The beginning of MJF title run, he had Ricky Starks that proved he was better than all the rest of the pillars at this time, bro. He still is, honestly, including MJF. He proved he's better than him when it comes to the stick. He made MJF look ridiculous, bro. It seemed like everybody forgot that, though. But let's get on the AEW pillars. The worst AEW pillar is Sammy Guevara. He's heel one day, he's face one day, for no reason. He's Big Show, lost and found cousin that we never knew about. All they don't share no resemblance. But you got cousins you don't look nothing alike anyway. I got cousins that I don't look nothing alike, and I'll be like, wait a minute, that's my cousin. So that's Big Show cousin. They probably ain't met at the family reunion, but that's his little cousin because just like the Big Show in 2012 and 13 and all that, Big Show was bipolar. He was a good guy one day, crying, getting smacked by Stephanie, that he was a bad guy next week. This is Sammy Guevara all over again. Last time I checked, before Sammy Guevara went away for a while, Sammy Guevara turned on Chris Jericho. They had a match. Jericho should have lost because that didn't do nothing for Sammy Guevara, losing to Jericho. He goes away because I guess he had a baby and all that. Congrats to that, though. But he goes away. Then he comes back for no reason. No attention to detail, no build up. For no reason at all, the Don Callis family is telling him, choose your real family or us. It would be a great angle if you build it up 3 or 4 weeks in advance. No, this was, I think, if I remember, this was a go home show that had nothing to do with the pay per view. I think it was Revolution. I think it was around this time, Revolution, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I think it was Revolution. Because Sting and it was still around. Sting was still around. So I think it was a build up to Revolution. It was a pay per view. That's all I remember. And Sammy Guevara, for no reason, had a beef with the Don Callis family. For no reason. But the last time we seen him before that, he was against Jericho. But then he comes back and helps Jericho. No reason. So, like I said, Sammy is good and bad. Now Sammy is back. I think he's on Ring of Honor. I think he's on Collision. As far as Dynamite, I don't know what's going on. It might be a Mercedes Moné thing because you know Twitter, they don't forgive you for shit. Do we got to remind you that the Briscoes couldn't even get on TV for how long because of a tweet? One of them had to die just for the other one to get on, which is insane. That's insane to me. It took one of them to die for the other one to get on. But this is why Sammy Guevara is the worst pillar. Sammy Guevara has not evolved at all. Not at all. Sammy Guevara look hasn't changed. His style hasn't changed. His personality hasn't changed. His mic skills hasn't changed. Nothing's changed. He's the worst pillar. The third worst pillar, it used to be a time it was Jack Perry. It's not. The third worst pillar is Darby Allin. How much I like Darby Allin, I think Darby Allin has way more upside, way more green lights, way more checks marked off than Sammy Guevara. Darby has not evolved. What I mean is, Darby has the rock star Jeff Hardy like attitude, so it's like evolution is kind of natural because like Jeff Hardy over the years, he's just naturally evolved without really having to change any personality traits. So I'm comparing him to Jeff Hardy because Jeff Hardy didn't have to get better on the mic. Jeff Hardy didn't have to turn heel or face. Jeff Hardy just evolved by just his theatricalness of his outfit that day, his his body paint, which he was doing way before Finn Balor, uh, all that shit. Like just him. Period. He was just evolving over the time. You know what I'm saying? Darby has the same thing, except Darby hasn't changed from that time because now that Sting's gone, I'm gonna say this: the only thing that changed about Darby is Darby's mic skills got way better. He's a lot more like I wouldn't even say comfortable. He always pretty much been comfortable since the beginning, but Darby Darby hasn't too much evolved that much. He's not that far because he has a Jeff Hardy pass. He kind of got the like I said, the rock star, reckless, relentless type of dude. But the thing is, Darby, the reason why he hasn't elevated, he's stuck pretty much. Darby is still the same Darby since the beginning, meaning his stock has not really moved higher than what it was. Like, is Darby World Championship ready? No. Let's just keep it real. He's not World Championship ready yet, which I feel like he should be by this time. And then, you know, to be fair, Darby has had some injury problems why we don't see him like that. You know, motherfucker got hit by a bus. Shit like that, shit like that. So, uh, to be fair on that part. But far as just like overall character change or anything, I'd say Darby's gotten even crazier over the years, which has not done him any favors. You know, going through the glass table and all this just goofy shit he's been doing, it hasn't really done him any favors. But that's part of his stick, you know. But in the same notion, it hasn't really got Darby far. You know, his mic skills got a little better. His in ring got better. You know what I'm saying? But he is still the same Darby. where it's really like not too much of a difference from the beginning. He's still kind of the same dude in a way. He hasn't he hasn't became more aggressive, or he hasn't became more this or more that a little bit. Like nothing has really changed. Basically, Darby's situation, like I say, he gives a Jeff Hardy pass because his attitude don't really have to too much change. He don't have to be a heel. He's a guy that's like Rey Mysterio and Jeff Hardy. He don't have to be a heel, but he hasn't elevated. Darby still feels like the TNT champion Darby. He don't feel like, oh, he could be world champ Darby. He don't feel like that. That's why he's the third worst. Now, second is MJF. MJF is the second. He comes number two because, MJF check off all the boxes pretty much. He got all the green lights pretty much. But MJF, he turned heel. Or no, not turned heel. He turned face. So he showed different layers of character. I give him that. He did show different layers of character. He did show he could be a bad guy and a good guy. Do I think he was a good guy? No. I just thought the good guy shit was kind of was after a while it's kind of cheesy because at first it seemed like a joke. It seemed like he was just like overdoing it just to turn heel, but he was trying his best to be a good guy, and it was okay. But it was just a lot of just like pointless, over the top, cheesy shit after a while. You know, but he did show elevation of character. I give him that. He did show elevation of character. That has his mic skills really upped. It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's up there, but his mic skills are kind of the same. He's back heel, and basically we're back to square one. He's right back doing the same shit he's been doing for the past 5, nearly 6 years now. He's right back doing the same shit, which I enjoy, but we got to keep it real. There's no evolution. Like there's no different side of this heel turn. He's not more like I would say stoic, or he's not more like I would say aggressive because he's been like that, but I'm talking about like, okay, just he's a bad guy again, but like there's something different about it. There's nothing different about it. He's the same MJF before. And it's really nothing has changed since him turning back to a heel. You know, certain people can be a heel and it's a different type of heel turn. You know what I'm saying? They're a little bit more stoic, or they're a little bit more they're strategists a little bit more this time around, or they have an entourage. They have like just something to give a different light to their heel turn or a face turn. You know what I'm saying? Because like when he was a face, he did too much pandering. It was just too much ass kissing. You know, and it was just kind of annoying a little bit after a while. It was just a little too much ass kissing, too much pandering. But MJF is not like it's not horrible. He still got world title contender for sure. He can still be a world champ anytime. But MJF is kind of went backwards. He kind of went back to the same shit that he know instead of, okay, if you're gonna be heel, do something a little different. Do something a little different. Let's think about CM Punk. CM Punk was heel, and he had different versions of his heel form. When he first turned heel, he's a straight edge, and he just talk about how better than he is than everybody else because he don't take drugs. Then he starts a cult like group, Straight Edge Society. That's another whole other heel version of him. Fast forward years later, he turns once Voiceless of the Voiceless. He turned to complaining, crybaby, respect me. Everybody should respect me, CM Punk. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had different versions of his heel turn. MJF is back to the 2020 MJF. He's back to that. He's not a different version of MJF. That's a heel. But this is why number one is Jack Perry. Jack Perry like all of them, has completely elevated. He's the only one out of all of them that had three different character changes. He's the only one. He started off as the nonchalant jungle boy, just nonchalant. Christian comes along. Everybody else could clearly tell Christian eventually was going to turn and do this and that and the third, which was great shit because it helped Jungle Boy in the long run. He fused with Christian, that that whole story. Then I guess all the Christian beatdowns and the attacks did something to Jack Perry down the line. Because guess what? For the first time, Jack Perry turns heel down the line, turns on Hook. He turns on Hook. Now he's Hollywood Jack Perry. Disrespectful little brash asshole, right? Disrespected ECW legends and etc. Hollywood Jack Perry is very slept on. I wish it would have lasted a lot longer, but thanks to that bully CM Punk, which is my guy, but still he was a bully. But like thanks to that bully CM Punk, we didn't get the Hollywood Jack Perry just because he said it's real glass and cry me a river. Big deal, bro. You could have just walked away. Anyway, we had that version of Jack Perry, Hollywood Jack Perry, right? Then the best gimmick yet of his is the scapegoat, aka Raven's forgotten son. That's Raven's forgotten son. So he's part of the Raven's nest, literally. You know. So this Jack Perry, the scapegoat Jack Perry, is a whole other character. Compared to MJF and Darby and Sammy, MJF, I give this is why he's number two, because he turned face. He showed a different character side, but then he went backwards. He didn't turn to a different heel. Jack Perry was Hollywood Jack Perry. Now he's scapegoat Jack Perry. Two different versions of being a heel. And he was a face as the nonchalant Jungle Boy Jack Perry. He's the best pillar. It's not like at this point right now, Jack Perry is the best pillar. The pillar list has changed. At one point in time, it was MJF, it was Darby, and then there was a toss-up between Sammy Guevara and Jungle Boy. But when Jungle Boy turned to Hollywood Jack Perry, that's when the list changed up. Sammy Guevara has been the number 4 since the beginning to me. He's never had better upside. Actually, take that back. At the beginning, he was better than Jack Perry. At the beginning, he was in the what's the damn Inner Circle. So that showed him a lot. That displayed him a lot. That he had that run with his girl. So it showed different layers. But after a while, he became his cousins started coming out of him. The Big Show, that bipolar shit started coming out of him. So he was a good guy for a month, a bad guy for a month, good guy for a month, back to a bad guy for a month. Darby Allin. Darby Allin is just stagnant. That's the only problem with him. There's some evolutions, but there's not many evolutions. Really, it's like at the point we don't really see him enough to elevate. So Darby just feels stuck. That's his biggest problem. He just feels stagnant. He don't really feel he's elevated, honestly. The MJF, he could have elevated, but he just went back to what was easier for him. Just the same stick he's been having for a long time, which I still enjoy, but it is what it is, though. It's no evolution. He's going backwards. He's not showing a different side of his heel turn like Jack Perry. Jack Perry has shown two different versions of a heel turn. Two different versions. So, Jack Perry is the best pillar. What do y'all think? We are out.